What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Physical Progression YouTube page. And today I want to drop a quick gem on you guys and talk to you about programming. So people always ask me, hey, coach, why do you have me doing the same movement over and over and over for weeks on end? Why aren't we including a bunch of different exercises week to week and having a bunch of variety and trying to quote unquote shock the muscle? Well, here's the thing about trying to shock the muscle. When you do that, you're going to end up being mediocre at a lot of things and never become great or excellent at anything. So there is a such thing as neuromuscular adaptations, and whether you're a client of mine or you're someone that's just here to learn, I'm going to explain this to you as simple as I can. So when it comes to neuromuscular adaptations, what we're speaking to is you becoming efficient at handling the task and handling the challenge. So I'll give you an example. Let's just call it workout A. So workout A, I will have a client do the leg press, and let's just say I have them doing 200 pounds and I have them working until they hit a RIR target of 3, meaning that they have 3 reps left in the tank. Now, on workout A, the following week, I'm going to have them do the leg press again. And then this time, I'll have them work until they hit 2 RIR. The following week, on workout A, I'll have them do the leg press again. And then I'll have them go until they hit 1 RIR. The next week, I'll have them do the leg press again. Now, this time, I might move the weight up to 210 or 220 and then recycle back to them hitting a 3 RIR target. And then we'll do the same thing the following week, and then we just move it to a 2 RIR target. And then the same thing the next week, and then we move it to a 1 RIR target. So that's just an example of me moving the RIR and or the weight week to week. But what I'm getting that person to do is develop the neuromuscular adaptations and become more efficient at doing the movement. It's not like I had them do the leg press in week 1 for workout A, and then in week 2, I'm just giving them a whole new movement pattern and a whole new exercise. It's like, no, look, we're going to focus on getting better at the leg press. And I'm just using the leg press for an example. I'm not saying that that's the only thing that would be included in the workout, but it is a staple of the workout. And I want the client to get better at performing that leg press week after week after week. And sometimes that turns into month after month after month. They're becoming more efficient at doing the movement. They're becoming better with their coordination. They're becoming better with their strength. They're getting an idea of what they can actually handle. They're becoming better with their form. So this is why you guys don't want to come into your workouts week to week and just keep switching the actual exercises that you're doing. Now, if you're not well versed in the exercise science world, let me explain this to you, okay? The movement patterns are not going to change, meaning the movement patterns, the squat, the lunge, the hinge, the press, the pull, the carry, the rotate, those are the movement patterns. What does change from time to time would be the variations. So we can look at a barbell back squat, we can look at a barbell front squat, a pendulum squat, a hack squat, a leg press, belt squat, a goblet squat, a Zercher squat. All of those are different variations of the same movement pattern, which is the squat, but they are different variations of the actual movement pattern. But like I said, you guys don't want to get caught up in trying to change this too often, because what that does is it leaves you becoming mediocre at said movement, and you're never becoming very good or excellent at the movement. And that's what you guys want to focus on. So some people will say, oh, well, my program is boring. Think of it like this. If you're looking at it week to week, you're getting stronger, like you're actually moving more weight week to week, or you're getting more reps than you did the previous week, or you're moving the weight more efficiently. You're becoming better in tune. You have to take those as wins. Those are forms of progression. That means that you are getting better. Too many times I see people who get tied up into this whole nuanced idea of saying, well, I'm not getting results because I'm not doing this one particular exercise that I see people doing on social media, or I saw this influencer and he said, this is the reason why my body doesn't look the way I want it to look. It's because I'm not doing the one exercise that he's prescribing inside of his 30-second clip, which is more oftentimes than not just an exercise that they're using to drive views. It's not anything that they actually do or have done on a regular basis. So you guys have to get off of this mindset of, I need to do a bunch of different fancy exercises all the time and that I need to shock the muscle. My program doesn't need to be boring. And I agree with that to a degree. You guys want to make sure that you enjoy your program somewhat, but you do have to accept part of the program is probably going to be boring, because for you to become better, you're going to need to do the same things over and over and over in repetition, and then log it and track it so you can see that you're actually getting better at the demand that's being put into your program. So that's just the gist of this post here. I just want you guys to understand that shocking the muscle and trying to do a bunch of different exercises too often is actually hurting you. And it might be one of the reasons why you're not seeing progress is because you're not getting those neuromuscular adaptations. You're not becoming efficient at doing what's being asked because you keep trying to change and moving from one exercise to another far too quick. So make sure you guys lock in when you guys are building out your programs, or your coach is building your program. If it's a good coach, they're going to have you doing the same thing or very similar things on a repetitive basis. And they're doing that so you can develop those neuromuscular adaptations and become more efficient at that one thing. So why bother being mediocre at a bunch of different things and not get results when you can just become very good or excellent at a few things at a time and get to a point where you're mastering them to a degree of what mastery looks like for you, and then go from there. Like after you can't move any more weight, after you can't get any more reps, and that might be months down the line, then it might be time for you to switch your variation of that same movement pattern. So again, just remember, the movement patterns don't change. They are what they are. Squat, lunge, press, pull, carry, hinge, rotate. What changes is the exercise variation, not the movement patterns. Those are set in stone. The exercise selection or variation of those movement patterns, that's what changes over time. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys need help with coaching. You know what to do. Visit my website, physicalprogression.com. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the page. And until next time, I'll see you on the next one.